world champion over 10,000 metres, the fastest woman in the world this year over the 1500. She's bidding for an unprecedented double.
This wasn't supposed to happen. In over a century of Olympic and World Championship history, no athlete had ever won both the 10,000 meters and the 1,500 meters at the same championships. One race demanded relentless endurance. The other demanded explosive speed. Yet Sifan Hassan stood on the starting line with a chance to do the impossible. Waiting to stop her were the reigning Olympic champion, Faith Kipyegon, Britain's Laura Muir, and a world-class field. What happened next became one of the greatest middle distance races ever run.
She's won the diamond trophies over the 1500 and the 5000. World record 5K on the road, world record 1 mile on the track, and she's become the 10,000 meter world champion here already. That's Nikki Hiltz on the inside, the Pan American champion. Arafi of Morocco made the final here as she did in the 8, so too Nanyondo. Faith Kipyegon in only her 5th race of the season. She's won everything she's entered so far. She's the Olympic champion and the defending world champion, coming back from maternity leave. Julian, area record for the United States. Laura Muir, 5 times a European champion, yet to deliver a global medal. Is this her chance? She was 4th in London. Sifan Hassan, the newly crowned world champion over 10,000 metres, the fastest woman in the world this year over the 1500. She's bidding for an unprecedented double. Chiara McGeehan, European bronze in 2019. Sergei, world indoor bronze 3 years ago. Fell in the semi-finals 2 years ago. She's got one better here this time. Jenny Simpson, world champion in Daegu. Silver medals in Moscow and 2 years ago in London. One of the most experienced 1500 metre runners there's ever been. Winnie Chebet, another African representative there for Kenya. She's the African champion. And Gabriella Debus-Stafford, national record holder for Canada, 2nd in the Birmingham Diamond League. She's now in the sub-4 club. This could be a very, very special race. No man or woman in World Championship or Olympic history has ever won a 10,000 and a 1500 in the same race. Can Hassan do it, or will she be denied? The final of the women's 1500 metres begins. So much intrigue with this one. Faith Kipyegon, the defending champion, running behind her compatriot Winnie Chebet. Kipyegon has barely raced since having her baby. She says the late nature of these World Championships is like a gift from God, and she feels ready. Sifan Hassan towards the back, the 10,000 metre champion. Laura Muir, the 3rd fastest in the world this year, still agonisingly short of a global medal after 5 European crowns, indoor and out. Jenny Meadows, former world indoor and outdoor medalist over 800 metres. This race has everything.
It does. If you look at the statistics of all the women, they've got some fantastic personal bests. I just didn't know how this race was going to unfold. It went off pretty pedestrian, and I think this is a dominant lead now by Hassan. She's actually just signalled to one of the athletes behind her, come on, let's speed it up. But 63.5 seconds, that's sub-4 minute pace.
Well, this would begin to stretch them out, and it's doing so at the moment. Laura Muir beginning to work her way through on the outside. It's Hassan from Sergei. Kipyegon, the defending champion. Winnie Chebet, the African champion, paying closer attention to Hassan at the front. She's already raced 6¼ miles to take the 10,000 metre title, Hassan. Her range is unprecedented. We're watching something very, very special potentially here. The defending champion in 2nd, Sergei 3rd. Simpson, the former world champion, coming wide on the outside. The Americans have got great representation here, and no move yet from Laura Muir, who's halfway down the pack.
Yeah, Sifan Hassan's tactic is clear. Maybe because she now has stepped up in those distances, she may not actually think she's got enough speed to kick. She's ran 2 world championships where she's run the last 800 metres in a 1:57 clocking. maybe now she thinks she has to take it hard. And Kipyegon's there, they're all there. And I'm just watching Laura Muir just coming now into around about 5th position, taking closer order.
Well, Sifan Hassan has turned herself into the pacemaker for this race. One by one, they're dropping off the back, but the big names are still right there. Hassan leads, the fastest woman in the world this year over this distance. Faith Kipyegon, the defending champion, is second. This is smart running from Great Britain's Laura Muir. At the moment, she's in second. And remember, no British woman has ever won this title. They take the bell in the final of the women's 1500 metres. Sifan Hassan, the 10,000 metre champion, is pouring on the pace. And Faith Kipyegon is beginning to have to work very hard here. Sege is in third. Kipyegon trying to come wide on the outside. But look at this acceleration from Sifan Hassan. This is incredible. She's going away from the Olympic champion, the defending world champion. Laura Muir in third, Sege in fourth. She's streaking away here from a world-class field. Faith Kipyegon is desperately giving chase. But we're watching something very, very special here in the Khalifa International Stadium. Never in the history of the World Championships, never in the history of the Olympic Games have we seen a man or woman win the 10,000 metres and the 1500. And it's going to be just outside the world record. Kipyegon takes the silver, Sege the bronze, 3:51.96. It's one of the fastest times we've ever seen. It's a championship record, and she's done a double that many people, that most people thought would always remain impossible. She's won the 6-mile race in old-fashioned money, the 1-mile race in old-fashioned money. The 10,000 metre champion is the 1500 metre champion, and that is success on an unprecedented level. We have seen history in Doha tonight.